Hi everyone, Flavia here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making the sweetest note cards featuring some sets by Hero Arts released as part of the Berry Sweet collection by Carly T. This collection was released a few weeks ago and I just couldn't wait to begin creating with these sets and share this video with you. By the way, if the supplies that I'm using are still available, I'll make sure to link them all in the description box down below so you can check it out later. I am very excited about creating with these supplies, not only because it is just the cutest collection, but also because it is by Hero Arts, and for some reason I haven't used Hero Arts products in a while, even though I love this company and the Hero Arts products are simply outstanding. So let's begin by taking a closer look at the sets that I'm going to be using today. So here we have a couple of stamps and die sets, but note that this is not all. There are a few other sets released as part of the Berry Sweet collection that I didn't get, and note that at Hero Arts you also have the option to buy the sets separately or in a bundle with a discount, which is great. So let's begin with this one. This might be my favorite. So this large set is the Hero Arts Bear Hugs die set. It contains lots of plates that we can use to cut out small gummy bears, such as this up here. These are the plates that we can use. And down here we have these two large plates, a solid plate and the die plate to cut out the outline. I love this set because we can actually use this large plate to cut out fun-shaped note cards, which is what I think I want to do. And on this side, we have this solid plate over here that cuts the same size as this one, however with the details. And the fun thing about this plate is that it cuts part of the arms open, so this large die cut can actually hold small objects such as another die cut or small treats or even small presents, which is adorable. Then over here we have another large set, and this one is named Penny Candy Jar die set. This set contains 11 die plates, which is great and perfect for creating unique note cards. So with this set we have metal plates that we can use to cut out a large round candy jar, which is this plate over here. We also have this plate down here to cut out the jar lid. Then we have the die plate to cut out a scoop. Then we have these plates over here that we can use to cut out 3 types of candy, and each plate cuts 3 pieces at once, which is such a time saver. Then over here we have a couple of stamp sets. So this one is the Big Hugs stamp set. By the way, note that they also released the Big Hugs die set that coordinates with this stamp set. So with this set we have this big bold sentiment that reads Big Hugs, and we also get 16 coordinating messages. And notice here that some of these sentiments are actually curved, and that is so we can use them to stamp around the letter S or under the letter G from the word hugs, or even around the letter B or the letter G for the word big, which is such a fun and unique design. Last but not least, here I have another set to show you, and this is the Let's Stick Together stamp and die set. So behind I have the coordinating die plates for this stamp set. So with the stamp we get 22 clear stamp, and with the die plate we get 13 die plates. And with the set we can stamp and cut out candy characters and a few sentiments that actually go really well with the images with the candy that we can stamp with this set, such as Let's Stick Together, Sending Warm Hugs, and You Make Life Less Sour. So these are the sets that I will be playing with today, and without further ado, let's get started. So with this collection, the design options are just endless. This is like the cutest collection ever, and because I know that I will be definitely creating lots of note cards with this collection, before I began recording this video, I spent a couple of hours just die cutting some of the pieces so I can have them ready to go. And inside this container I have lots of gummy bears that I cut out from different colors of cardstock, and it was actually relaxing die cutting and assembling all of these colorful gummy bears. So off screen, I actually created a couple of note cards that I will show you at the end of this video, and I think we are going to recreate two of my favorites. So we're gonna begin by using this large die set, and what I want to do is create a fun-shaped note card using these large plates. So off screen, using this large plate, I cut out this solid piece over here, and then using this other large plate, I cut out a solid piece from a holographic cardstock. So this is the solid piece that we get when we use this die plate, and notice here that aside from cutting a large bear-shaped piece, the metal plate also leaves marks on the cardstock to indicate where we need to glue the pieces for the eyes and the nose. Also, notice here that the plate also cuts the arms and the legs open, so it cuts a slit for each arm and each leg, and that is so we can tuck in other die cuts and even objects for this die cut bear to hold. So to create the fun shaped note card, we need to glue these two pieces together. This is gonna go at the front and this is gonna go in the back. Actually, I also cut out a second solid piece because I wanna make this die cut stronger. So I am actually going to glue this holographic die cut to the white die cut. As I do so, I will be careful so I do not glue the arms and legs down. Actually, notice here that we can also not only pop up the arms and legs, but also the ears, which is such a fun design. So I'm gonna begin by applying liquid glue around this die cut bear. I am only gonna go around the edges because, as I said, I do not want to glue the arms and legs down. I'm actually gonna apply a little bit in the center, which is, I think it's fine. So now I am going to glue this holographic die cut to one of my white die cut pieces. As the glue dries, I'm gonna place these magnets on top and move on to the next step, which is to create a score line onto this piece that is gonna go in the back. So using my bond folder, I am going to place this die cut against the edges of my scoring board, and then I am going to score a line at 4 3/8, which is right over both of these bear ears. Then I'm gonna flip and score it again on the same spot at 4 3/8. Now we can fold it over the score line to create these two hinges, and now we are going to notice here, by the way, that I did not glue down the arms and legs. So now, to assemble the card base, we are going to apply liquid glue above the score line that we just created on this white die cut piece and line it up with the holographic one. Okay everyone, so I think the glue has dried, and this is our fun-shaped note card. This is how it opens, and here is the back. So now we can begin decorating this cutie over here. So using plates included in this die set, I cut out the pieces for the eyes and the nose, and I'm gonna begin gluing them in place with strong liquid glue, and using a wax pencil I will pick up these pieces. I'm actually not sure if I want to use gray or black eyes. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with black eyes just so it matches the other note cards that I created off screen, and I'm just gonna glue them on top of the gray pieces. This way it has a little bit of dimension. You could actually use googly eyes if you want to make it extra cute. So here's a closer look. So with this set, we also have these plates over here that we can cut out small details like these that we can glue to this large die cut piece just for some added interest, and you can add it to any section you want actually. Okay, so this is how it looks when you add these small details, and I think it makes all the difference. It adds more dimension to the die cut piece. Now we need to decide what we want this cutie to hold, and for this one what I decided to do was actually use this large heart-shaped die plate, and off screen I cut it from red cardstock. And I actually decided to turn this into a small heart-shaped note card that I want this cutie to hold. And now I can go ahead and just tuck it under its arms like so, and this is how it looks. So for the matching envelope, I decided to create my own pocket-shaped envelope using an older set, and to the flap of this envelope I added a holographic cardstock strip to kind of match the die-cut bear. And now, just for fun, I'm gonna go ahead and actually stamp a gummy bear at the bottom right corner of this envelope. To do so, I'm using my Missy stamping tool, just so I'm sure I am not going to mess this up. So here is a closer look at the matching envelope with the gummy bear shaped note card, and as we can see here, it can stand nicely on display. And with this note card we can not only write a personal message inside the note card, but also a personal and hidden message inside this heart-shaped note card that the gummy bear is holding. Since I love this fun-shaped card design so much, off screen I actually created a few more note cards similar to this one, and each one of them are holding different objects because I wanted to use the die-cut pieces that I already had ready to go. So here we have a purple one that I cut out from glitter cardstock, and at the bottom for the sentiment, actually I forgot about the sentiment for this one. So for this one, I actually hot foiled the sentiment "I love you" using an older hot foil plate by Spellbinders. And what I want to do is adhere this over its legs because I am not planning on tucking anything under it. So here is a closer look at the first one with the hot foiled sentiment "I love you." Then over here we have one that I made off screen, and for the sentiment I stamped and die cut the sentiment that reads "I'm very glad we are friends," and to stamp and die cut this sentiment I used this set over here that I showed you at the beginning of the video. For this one, instead of holding a heart, it is actually holding a die-cut popsicle that I think I created a while ago using a surprise from the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. So this is the second one, and it also has a matching envelope. For the third one, I decided to cut it from glitter pink cardstock. It has the same sentiment, same as the purple one that reads "I'm very glad we are friends," and it opens just like the other ones. And for this one, I decided to just add this die-cut pinwheel that I had ready to go. This is a leftover die-cut piece from last week's video where I created with a collection by Spellbinders named Pink Lemonade. So this card design is actually great for using up your extra die-cut pieces. Another idea is to tuck in die-cut flowers like this. It looks super cute as well, and I might end up doing that for my next note cards. Now, because I love this collection so much, I actually want to make another note card, this time featuring this large die set, which is the Penny Candy Jar die set. So to save us some time off screen, I already went ahead and cut out all of the needed pieces to make this next note card. So here we have the big candy jar, and now we are going to glue the lid that I cut out from Spellbinders Mirror Silver cardstock, and I am going to glue this piece in place using strong liquid glue. By the way, to add some dimension to this large candy jar die cut piece, I actually cut out 2 or 3 more layers that I glued together just to make this piece thicker, so it stands out more when I glue this to my note card. Next, I am going to add this detail to the lid that I cut from black cardstock, and this is how it's supposed to look. We also have this scoop that I cut out from Spellbinders Mirror Silver cardstock, and we also have this detail for the scoop. For more contrast, you could definitely cut this piece from a different color of cardstock, but I decided to keep it all the same color, and this is how it looks. So even though it's the same color, it adds a little bit of dimension. It is definitely a small detail that makes all the difference. So now, by the way, aside from these candy pieces that I cut out using plates included in the penny candy jar die set, I will also be combining these die-cut candy pieces with these over here, the small teddy bears that I cut out using these plates included in this large die set. Since this is a large die-cut piece, this time I want to make a bigger size note card. So here we have a white A7 size note card, which is what I will be using. However, I'm gonna create a scene with a landscape orientation. So I think that this is gonna go like so, and I might add the scoop on the side and then a sentiment over here. Actually, because I want this note card to be very colorful, I am actually going to add a dry embossed panel to the front of this A7 size note card. To do that, off screen, I actually dry embossed a blue panel using this embossing folder by Spellbinders, which is named Petit Tuft. So I decided to trim off this dry embossed panel just a little bit, so we have a little bit of the white note card showing around the edges. To adhere this panel down in place, I will be using strong liquid glue, and now I am going to try to center this the best I can. Once I have my blue panel glued in place, I can go ahead and begin decorating the front of my note card. I'm gonna begin by gluing this large die-cut candy jar in place, and I'm gonna use liquid glue because it already has a lot of dimension because I stacked a couple of die-cut layers. Otherwise, I would have used foam adhesive just to make this die cut stand out even more. Next, I need to glue the scoop on the side, and I think it's gonna go like so. For the sentiment, I am thinking about adding this sentiment banner that reads Happy Day. To cut out this piece, I used this plate by Spellbinders. It was released as part of the Spellbinders 2025 Crafty Advent Calendar for Day 8. By the way, I am actually going to be mixing the Hero Arts products with some of my Spellbinders older products to create a very fun and colorful scene. So aside from this sentiment banner, I am actually going to be adding some die-cut blooms that I already had ready to go. And as I mentioned before, I used a die set from the Spellbinders Pink Lemonade collection to cut out this fun pinwheel. And I think I'm gonna be adding this one as well to this note card. Since I'm sure I want this sentiment banner to go over here on a diagonal, I'm just gonna go ahead and actually glue it in place with strong glue. Once I have this banner glued down in place, I can begin figuring out how I want to adhere this silver scoop and these blooms. So what I want for this card design is to have some flowers and leaves behind this silver scoop. So for now, I'm just temporarily placing the pieces where I think I want it to go, just so I can have an idea, and I think it looks fine. I think this is what I want, so I'm gonna begin gluing each one in place. So what I think I wanna do is begin by gluing piece by piece to the back of this silver die cut scoop. So I'm gonna glue one in the back, and if it looks good, I will go ahead and move on to the next piece, and always make sure that it will actually fit inside this blue panel, because I don't want any die cut pieces sticking out. Okay everyone, so now that I have all of the die cut leaves and blooms glued to this silver scoop, I can go ahead and apply liquid glue in the back of all of these pieces at once, and then glue everything down in place at once as well. Because I have a lot going on right now, I'm gonna use these magnets to help me hold all of these die cuts down in place as the glue dries. And I'm gonna leave it on for a couple of minutes before I move on to the next step. So now comes the fun part, which is adding candy to this candy jar. So I'm gonna begin by adding a couple of these to the bottom, and I cut out these pieces from old glitter cardstock scraps. So with this large die set, aside from the plates to cut out the 3 types of candy, we can also cut out small details like this that I cut from white cardstock, and I am going to add one to each die cut piece. So using strong glue, I am going to apply a small amount of glue over the engraved line on the cardstock, and then using a wax pencil, I am going to pick up each piece and glue it in place. And here is a closer look so you can see how much interest these tiny details add to each die cut piece. Next, I will go ahead and add a couple of gummy bears inside this candy jar. Once I have all of the candy pieces glued in place, I will go over each one of these gummy bears with my shimmer pen, just so it has a little bit of sparkle. By the way, I did glue another one inside the note card just for fun, and now this might be a little bit too much, but I don't know. You can never have too much sparkle. So here I have 3 different sizes of flat back rhinestones that I got from Amazon, and what I want to do is use them to fill out some of the empty spaces of this candy jar. So inside each one of these triangle trays I have 3 different sizes of rhinestones, and now using strong liquid glue I'm gonna add small dots around the die cut candy, and then I will use a wax pencil to pick up these pieces. Okay everyone, so here is a closer look, and the rhinestones definitely brought this note card to the next level. Now let's begin decorating the envelopes. So here I have an A7 size envelope, white envelope, and to make it match, I'm actually going to stamp the flap of the envelope using some of these candy shaped clear stamps. So since I only want to stamp the flap of this white envelope, I will add a piece of cardstock scrap under the flap of this envelope to protect the sections that I do not want to stamp. Using these magnets, I will hold everything down in place, and I will be using a small acrylic block to stamp these images to the flap of my envelope. To stamp all of these images, I will be using black pigment ink. Okay, so here is the fun envelope that matches the theme of this note card, and I love how it turned out. Off screen, of course, I created another one, and here is the second note card that I created with different colors of die cut pieces and a different color of panel using that same embossing folder. For this one, I decided to add the sentiment Happy Birthday. This is a die cut sentiment that I just happen to have around. So before we go, I actually want to show you a few more note cards that I created using this amazing stamp set, also released as part of the Hero Arts Berry Sweet collection. So because I didn't want to make this video longer than it already is, I created these note cards off screen, and right now I'm just gonna show you what I did so you can have more inspiration. For this first one, this is an A2 size side folding note card, and at the front I did stamp this bold sentiment Big Hugs using this large clear stamp over here, and I did stamp smaller messages around the letter B and down here around the letter S. So this reads sending you big hugs and kisses, and just for fun I added a few die cut elements. So I did mix the new die cut pieces, the smaller gummy bears, with older die cut pieces, which are these flowers and branches that I probably cut out using plates by Spellbinders. And then for some added sparkle, I did add flat back rhinestones here and there. Notice here that all of these teddy bears are actually holding smaller objects. So just like with the bigger one, that the metal plate cuts the arms open so you can tuck in an object to make it look like it is holding it. The die plates that we use to cut off these smaller pieces, they do the same thing, and that's how I was able to tuck in these flower stems under its arms, and I love this design. This one up here, because the die plate cut the arms open, I was able to tuck in a die-cut part that I cut out from glitter cardstock. And inside this note card, we have another gummy bear holding a die-cut part. Moving on, here is another A2 size side folding note card, and at the front we have the sentiment that reads "Sending you big hugs," and then "I'm here for you" stamped around the letter S. So to make this note card, I began by stamping the sentiment onto a piece of white cardstock, and I did use different colors of ink by Simon Says Stamp to stamp big hugs. Actually, these are the colors of ink pads that I used to stamp this large sentiment. Then, because I did stain my white panel, I decided to cut off the sections that I messed up, and to make it more interesting, I actually cut it on a diagonal using this die plate by Spellbinders, and by doing so, it added a little bit of texture to my white panel, which I love. So this plate actually cut out my panel into cardstock strips in different widths. Then I glued all of these cardstock strips over a green panel, which is showing down on this corner and up here on this corner. Then for fun, I decided to add some die-cut flowers and leaves that I already had ready to go. And then as a final touch, I added large flat back rhinestones to the center of each one of these large flowers and a few smaller ones here and there. And these rhinestones really make all the difference in person because it adds a lot of sparkle, especially when the light hits the note card. And here's the matching envelope. I added a die-cut piece to the flap of this envelope to bring everything together. And last but not least, here is a note card that actually took me a while to figure out the design, because I began by stamping this large sentiment right in the center of this lilac panel. Then I wanted to use these die-cut gummy bears, however I just couldn't figure out the right amount and the best placement for these die-cut gummy bears, since I had already stamped this large sentiment right in the center of this panel. So I began by gluing 4 die-cut gummy bears at the bottom of this panel, and I decided to glue each one of these pieces with a different orientation. They are slightly on a diagonal, and then I went over these die-cut pieces with a shimmer pen just to make it sparkle. And then after I did that, I realized that I did not like all of these empty spaces at the bottom, so I went over my drawer of embellishments and I actually decided to fill up this bottom half of my panel with embellishments between all of these die-cut pieces, and I actually decided to use different colors of flat back beads along with flat back rhinestones for some extra sparkle, and I just love the result. All of these flat back embellishments at the bottom make this note card feel so luxurious and definitely one of a kind. So this is all that I have for today, and I hope you felt inspired to create. Make sure to head over my blog for pictures and more information, along with a visual supply list of all products used to make today's note cards. You can find the link in the description box down below. I hope you have a wonderful day, take care, and happy crafting!